One more, sure,
Guys, don't die. You have a guy behind. Don't die.
He's checking guy. He's low HP mid.
Connect the one.
I shouldn't have pushed. I pushed too late.
I'm built.
You can flash.
Side. Just
Flashing.
come with me, bro. Here I am. One CT.
Why you fucking coming fast?
Pillar and CT. Oh shit, they have weird positions. CT. He's holding cross, peeking together. They have one bullet. Don't fuck. What is this fucking match I am in? How is everyone so shit?
So, the game that I played involved several good players. One of them is FLUSHA, top 400 faceit player, major AVP, 3 majors in total under his belt. Gandhi, he's now in top 700 on faceit as I know. Then PASHANOJ, he was once a top 1 player in Russia, and right now he's a Virtus Pro Analyst and was a stand-in coach at the Blast Premier. And Defrey, who is top 10 in Latvia and was a top 234 player on faceit at that time. And yeah, let's see how this game went on, and during this demo review session you will see some of the things that FLUSHA and PASHANOJ are doing very well, and I hope it will help you to improve. So let's see what FLUSHA does really well. On round 3, it feels like he wants to smoke B main and maybe even push it, but he changes his mind. And let's see what happens next. On 147, usually the B player throws a heat grenade. He tries to show the CTs that hey, you won't be able to do fast pushes, and if you want to do fast pushes you'll need to sacrifice a lot of HP, so around 40-50 HP if the nade lands perfectly. You'll have to wait to push. We'll take this space and we will know that the fight might come in only later. FLUSHA understands this, but now let's see what happens the next round. So in the next round, FLUSHA pushes. In this moment, I can tell you that he remembers that someone threw a nade, probably, but he disregards that. He plays with confidence. He knows that even if he's 60 HP, he can still win a fight. He can still trade on his own, and you have to have that confidence. I think I once listened to an interview of GL, who is the best player in Lithuania, and he talked that you need to feel like you're the best player on the server. And you know, when you're gonna improve, the time will come when you're gonna play versus X major champions or X major MVPs, and if you're gonna be scared of them, imagine what will happen when you're gonna play on LAN versus your top local teams. Your hands might be shivering. You need to have confidence, and the only way to build it is to try to play aggressive, try to play passive. Sometimes you have to fluctuate, because if you will be scared, you will be timid, you'll make mistakes, and you won't be able to improve. You need to be able to play you need to be able to play aggressive, you need to be able to play passive, you need to be a balanced player. Of course, there are some pro players like Blame F who are focusing on a specific play style, but if you want to improve, you have to try everything. Then you will find your strengths, you will find your weaknesses, and you will learn a lot from different styles. So let's see what happens next. As you can see, FLUSHA knows how to check every spot step by step, so it's not his first rodeo. He knows how to do it correctly, because as you can see, there's a small platform. When you stand up, you have to not be crouched in order to see this. They might see you as well through the smoke, right? As a good player, you need to know how you should check the angles. This is why, for example, you do this aggressive play, and and you die in smoke. Then you have to check the enemy's demo, because there was a time when I was standing right here and I was thinking, oh, I'm super smart, I'm on an off angle, and I watched the demo and the guy saw me first here. I didn't even see him, he saw me first, and just by a nick of time I ran away and saved my ass. So this is where you get value from watching demos and learning how to do it correctly. Let's see what happens next. He checks everything and proceeds further. Now they kill one guy and it's 5v4. In a 5v4 situation, usually you have a 70% chance to win the round, and the TEs have like 30% chance to win the round. No, at least at the pro scene. Here they have B main, they still have middle. Con is kinda iffy, and they have 2 on A main. So 2 on A. It's a pretty easy round for them, but unfortunately FLUSHA dies here to me, and I get the trade. The idea here is I'm usually playing middle, left side, and because I played it in ASEA Open, fortunately I'll be able to play in intermediate this time. I got some experience with managing B pushes. For example, if my teammate says, oh, they're pushing B, they're smoking here, or they're pop flashing, he runs away usually here, and then I flash and we try to retake, or I flash and I molly this and I push in quick. In the league during the tournaments, we were able to subdue these pushes and win in a lot of times. Maybe not only in exchanges, but sometimes we would just molly, grenade them. They would be left at 30, 50 HP, and they would have to do something else to rotate to A, to push in con together. But they couldn't take this from us. So because there was nobody here, I knew that there's a chance somebody might push, and fortunately I was able to wait for FLUSHA right here. And because we were 4v5, I thought that, hey, I have to go in, because on a default usually players just wait somewhere here, right? They usually don't push, but because FLUSHA is very confident in himself, he wanted to take more space, and I felt like, okay, probably one is here, I have to retake the B main and then think of a plan. And here is what happens. I trade him, he gets the info that I am low HP, and unfortunately I had a hot hands in this moment. And what the hot hands means, it feels like you have to do something, you have to go, you can't freeze, and I was just not thinking and not expecting a fight here, and unfortunately the guy pushed me and I just checked this position. I was not expecting this guy to be here, and it was a logical thing. Of course, he sacrificed connector and our guys can now take B, but I think this sacrifice is very valuable, because later he can play a retake of B with having B main, which is very strong, to be honest. And for me, it was a learning experience. You have to freeze a bit, you have to expect another fight, you have to always expect another fight, and try to not re-peak in certain situations. But I think, at least in my defense, I did that because I was really excited to play against this level opponents and didn't think much of the end result. For me, the whole game was just about trying to kill FLUSHA and seeing how he plays, how sharp he is, and yeah, I felt in his decision making and shooting that he's really sharp, and it was a pleasure to play against him. Now, let's see what he does on another round, just a few rounds later. He again pushes B main, but right now, after he made that mistake of pushing late, he adjusted himself, and let's see what he does now differently. So he checks everything a bit faster this time. He also even steps here. I think he feels that he can win these fights. It was just unfortunate due at the timing, but he expects to fight and he wants to do it fast. And that's the adjustment. This is the adjustment. Now he knows he won't push B main. He now understands that, hey, these guys are probably playing heavy middle into water. This is why, again, there's nobody on B watching B. And that guy who killed me last time, he might peek. He might want to check B main. And standing on this narrow gap, I will catch him off guard on this off angle. This is probably his thought train, and yeah, this is the adjustment. Only good players can do that, and this is a trait of a strong player. He just stands here, and another guy comes in. Now he knows that, okay, I can go away. He gets information. Now he gets info that somebody's con, so he now focuses on just taking B control and fighting con. Yeah, that guy commits to a fight. I get mollied, so I have to run away. And on timing, he doesn't even see me. So, yeah, FLUSHA was able to adjust. So, let's say you also want to play in aggressive fashion like FLUSHA did. You want to build up your confidence. You want to fluctuate between aggressiveness and passiveness. How you should do it on other positions on Anubis. Let's say you're playing connector and T's are smoking con like this. What you can do in this position, you can come in with the shift. You can wait for them to spam. You can molly close. And then you can pick and try to kill someone. And run away, right? If they're smoking it with a late smoke, which is deep from here, you can ask your B player to come with you and to double swing. And to double swing con, but of course also throw the molly in front. You can go in the corner and he'll break the smoke for you. And you both swing and try to kill, right? This is how you can do it on connector. There's some variation. How you should do it on A main? Well, for A main you need a teammate, because on con you can sometimes do it solo. On B main you can do it solo, but on A main you need this smoke. You line it up with this corner, you go here and you just jump throw. Maybe there are other positions from where you can throw. It lands in front of A main. You can come on the shift if you feel confident that they're not playing carpet. You can throw in molly to give a sound cue, and then just jump on the box and pick them, right? Be careful, of course, because they might be here, might be here, even here, right? So be careful. You need to understand what you have to check. But you can also always ask your teammates to flash in from middle, or maybe molly carpet for you when you try to do that, and then flash for you, right? So that way it's a bit safer to go out. There's less chance for them to see you due to fire. Now this is the round 6-2. He continues to show confidence in specific fights, as you can see. Now you'll see what I mean by that. Look at this guy who's on pizza / jail. He's spotting B main. FLUSHA hears that he got killed and he's not scared to repeat. There's a chance there are 2 people, not just one. He goes for the first fight. He secures connectors so he can pick a second fight with me. And somebody is also communicating, let's fight. They're free on B. I know that it's 2 guys here. I delete one. and they just swing me. Later I just tell them the info, and FLUSHA knows instantly. I leave FLUSHA 5 HP, but he knows instantly that this guy who just died, he has all of the info that we're 2B and it's just 1A, and based on that they will just push in A main. The fastest rotation can be through heaven, and is the safest because he has no info in middle. There could be a lurk who's trying to cut off rotations to secure A fully, and maybe someone going heaven now after they take A. So it's much better for him to go through spawn. And he does exactly that super quickly. He just runs. Takes the fastest route. And he was able to come here pretty quickly. He knows that they might be really surprised because it took some time for the T's to go into here and trade, and only then to focus further. He knows that one guy has AVP because he heard the shot, but of course there might be a chance that he's switching weapons. And yeah, right here the teammate of FLUSHA is saying, wait for me, I'll come. But the idea is this: if you're 2v2, it's really hard to retake a site, especially if you have one guy who has 5 HP. You need to know when you should risk playing solo and when you should not. If FLUSHA had 100 HP, yeah, maybe he could have waited for the guy, but because he has 5 HP, he can't gamble in this situation. T's are not expecting him heaven, because one guy will go back to check if they push water through B, and FLUSHA capitalizes on it. Of course, a smarter play would be to fake plant, or to plant behind the circle. Of course, there's a chance for camera to push, but you should always communicate that, hey, watch heaven for me, right? Or watch camera for me, right? And I'll plant behind here, so the heaven guy, if he drops down, we still have time to kill him, right? And let's see what happens. Right now, FLUSHA hears one guy. He gets a good timing. He smokes and tries to go in to defuse, and they win this round. It was a bit hectic after this, but they still managed to win it. So yeah, FLUSHA knows when to play individually, when to risk it, and this is a quality of a strong player. Another thing that is very important in Team CS is trading and spacing. If you have good spacing, you have the opportunity to trade, but you need to have the instincts to trade. The idea is this: in pro scene, if you're left 4v5, there's a 30% chance to win the round, and if you're playing 5v4, there's a 70% chance to win the round. Let's look at this particular situation where FLUSHA pushes middle with a teammate, and it's only one defender, which is me. So I only have a flashbang and a heat grenade. Because they didn't smoke window insta and they just flashed middle, I knew that they might be pushing me in. This is why I insta flashed them back. So the idea here is to stop them. As you can see, both of them are flashed. After this flash, usually people are scared that somebody might push in doors or window. I couldn't push in window because they mollied at first, and later they even smoked it. But I think it was a mistake to smoke it, probably. Usually they just go here, close to the window, because they scared somebody will push them after the flash. This is why I follow up with the heat grenade to deal some damage. Here I do 25 damage and 29 damage, and it's a pretty good $300 investment. Here they scale in. They understand that, hey, I might be alone here. FLUSHA instantly mollies, which pushes me into middle. Now I know that, oh boy, I have to fight them. So I'm trying to take an off angle on this guy. I kill him, and right after I spam the smoke, FLUSHA already found a gap in smoke. Now he can hear me spamming doors. He knows that I'm not aware of him. So he waits a bit to hear a sound, because if I'm running backwards or if I'm reloading, I can't fight him on even terms. He hears me stepping back, and then he goes. That's the cue for him to push in. He kills me, he gets tagged up, but 4v4, it's a really good situation. After this, they already know it's probably 2B and 2A, and they can start playing off of that info. So very good spacing, very good awareness. And in this situation, the Virtus Pro Analyst was also in this particular situation, and I'll show how he reacted. He played it off really well, because in this situation there was a molly here. But let's see what happens when there's no molly here, how high-level players react in a trading situation. So yeah, Virtus Pro Analyst, PASHANOJ, he goes into middle, he checks everything, and again he goes into smoke to push into that gap. He gets into the gap and he hears one guy who's shooting doors and he kills his teammate. But now there's no molly, and PASHANOJ doesn't have any information regarding camera, but he already knows one is on the left. He's not just running in, but he rather pre-fires an angle, and look how beautifully he does this. Very crisp and sharp aim, and one of the things that I can recommend everyone is to play deathmatch and try to be as calm as possible. What I noticed with PASHANOJ, especially in his clutches, he's very calm. He doesn't jiggle his crosshair. He focuses on angles and tries to aim as calmly as possible, and Nico does that as well. Nico's recommendation when playing deathmatch is to stay as calm as possible, because when you're trying to flick, when you're trying to transfer, you have to be calm, because every millimeter counts when you're trying to do a headshot on someone. So PASHANOJ executed this perfectly. So in this situation, we're 4v3. It will become a 3v3 situation soon. Basically, Defree, Set, Panda, and Virtus Pro Coach, they're all three premates, basically playing in a triple squad. So they're communicating in Discord. That's why, unfortunately, Defree was never talking in voice chat, so others were giving info for him. This is when PASHANOJ, Virtus Pro Analyst, tells it's 2B and 1 middle. And that's why I switch my direction and we leave Defree to lurk. You can listen how the round looks from our perspective, and then I'll give you the communication of these three players and how do they think.
2B on middle.
Okay. Let's fight middle, come guys. This is why right now, if I feel like it's 2B and just 1 middle, there's no need to wait. We just have to go in and fight. We have a lurker. He is probably controlling either CT or temple rotation, so the guy might only push water. That's what, at least what I assume, so I thought let's just fight mid and go to A. Unfortunately, one of our teammates dies here. There's of course some miscommunication when it comes to who smokes what, so PASHANOJ smoked temple. Now I'm focusing on the trade. Now we know that this is the middle guy and probably A is clear, or maybe 1A. At this time I already thought that, hey, there might still be an A guy who rotated, so we have to be careful now. But look how the fake works perfectly. So I check A and now I hear another weapon, which is AUG. I instantly understand that the M4 guy, he's going to heaven, and there's an AUG on temple, but I still feel like there might be somebody on A, but not pillar, rather somewhere here, because if he's playing, if it was 2B and 1 middle, it feels like, okay, this guy is probably somewhere here on an off angle, or somewhere here, or maybe side, and these are the B rotators, right? And right now I still have to sell them something. I have to sell them this round, right? This is why I don't push in, rather I just focus on how to sell this fake. Go into B. This is where I give the direction to go into B for them, right? And I sell the fake. So I just threw this smoke. The idea here is that if there's a guy who's standing here or at an off angle, he should not see us going through the smoke if we're crouched. Of course, unfortunately, the smoke went in a bit too far, I would say. Can we just jump connector? This is where I give the full direction to jump connector, and yeah, we just sold that fake to them, because what they thought is it was smoked at first, So they thought that, hey, we're just going on a shift through smoke. This is why this player is spamming.
Going to be.
This is when I sell the fake.
Can we just jump connector?
Basically, or if you're standing here at an off angle, or standing right here, or even hiding here, you don't know if we crossed. But to them this should signal that, hey, they're probably just crossing and the smoke is a bit deeper, but they don't know. And we already ran away, right? We are already taking space on B. And voila, we have B, and now they have to rotate. Post plant, I'm always focusing on telling my teammates which position do I have so they can play off of me. So PASHANOJ, he's taking an off angle here, I think. While DeFry is focusing on B main. Also gave info that one had AVP, but to be honest, I didn't see it. But it makes people to be extra careful not to push. So this is the off angle. He kills one.
Clear.
2 city out.
We got info, and here we're just playing on a crossfire.
Who's next, Blade?
And this is how we win the round. Now from the city's perspective, let's listen how they thought the round is going.
Mad. Let's say go 3 temp beach.
So yeah, basically Yellow says it's A, just go free beach. And this is where they're scared that we went through camera on a shift. The spacing is not that good to trade this guy, but he's the weakest link on their enemy, on the team.
You go.
And yeah, 20 seconds left now, they know.
It's B.
That is B.
Careful temple.
This is when FLUSHA checks temple. He sees
If you
nobody.
walk close, I can flash for you guys.
While checking temple, he creates the idea of mauling pillar and then flashing to push in further.
I will molly pillar. And flash close right.
Good.
Flashing.
Ninja. Mad.
Con probably.
Yeah, and unfortunately we just double swing him. So this was the perfect play. I think this was the most interesting round for me, at least to play it out, because it worked that well. And it only worked because we had really good teammates. They knew how to crossfire, they knew how not to overextend, they knew when to push, when to take an off angle, when to go back. Even before I said something, the Virtus Pro Analyst was already going back on a shift while I was trying to fake a push on a shift, and it worked out pretty nice. Now, there are situations where you might read the situation perfectly to a T, but your teammate is just not listening to. He's just he just doesn't believe in you, or he has a slightly different idea, and I can show you a perfect example of this. So this is the situation where we are left in 4v2. Right here I give away middle because I have no nades and I have just a FAMAS, but I knew that our blue teammate had at least one flashbang on him. And this is when, again, it comes with experience. I felt like, okay, if I won't show myself in middle, they should come, they should take space, because if you're only 2 players here, if you kill middle, you can go A. I think it's easier to trade here. And I was just waiting here. And in a couple of seconds, I'll tell my teammate to flash fin for me. And he does not.
One mid doors.
Yeah, I
Blue,
feel
can
like,
you come to retake middle?
yeah, I feel like one is middle doors, and I ask blue to come from A to retake middle.
Do you have a flash? Can you flash in deep?
He says that he has a flash. He says, yeah. He takes out the flashbang, and then he changes to M4 and says, "Come closer." Like I'm super close. He wanted to come closer, and this is when I thought that, damn, I have to peek because probably I'll gonna get peeked in a moment, right? That's why I peeked, but unfortunately I whiffed and couldn't kill FLUSHA, but at least he flashed. So the trade went in perfectly, but if he flashed from deep middle, I would have killed FLUSHA. And yeah, after this I just said, bro, flash next time, please. Just, you have to have confidence in other players, and it would have been an easy kill for me if he just pop flashed FLUSHA in middle. I could have whiffed all of the bullets, that would still been a kill, because he would be blind. So yeah, sometimes even if you have a good idea, you can't always implement it, because it's a team game. So, I hope what you learned today is valuable to you. If you want to be consistent, try to play the same positions. This is when you will be able to get the reads I got here on FLUSHA and on B main on FLUSHA. Try to play in a confident manner against stronger opponents. This is how you can learn from your mistakes, and this is how you can develop as a player. And of course, subscribe, like, share, comment, and wait for the next video to come out. Have a nice day.